It is my pleasure to introduce to you now the next speaker, which is Antonella Cardone. She is the CEO of the Cancer Patients Europe. She's from Turin in Italy. Antonella, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Maureen. I am pleased to be here again, and I will speak about balancing individual and societal needs, which is a challenge. I mean, just the title is a huge challenge. As said, I will, so this is an outline of my presentation. I will explain very briefly where my talks come from, so why I'm here. So I will tell you about Cancer Patients Europe, the organization I work with. Then I tried to see and study what is a life worth, to balance between the individual perspective and the societal perspective. Then saving a life is an investment. The importance of achieving balance and navigating uncertainty in the UHTA. So Cancer Patients Europe, the organization I work with, is an all cancer type pan-European patient organization. Our vision is to reduce the burden of cancer on patients and survivors, caregivers, healthcare system, and the society as a whole, meaning that we do not want to support cancer patients at any cost. Whenever we consider a project or an intervention, we also bear in mind the impact on the society of our interventions. Our values are with the patient at the center, around partnership and collaboration, representativeness, transparency, and equity. And currently, we have 41 members from 19 countries. And our involvement, our activity in the UHTA regulation is within the European Access Academy, so this multi-stakeholder group. And also we are a member of the UHTA multi-stakeholder network group. So what is a life worth? I searched a bit, and so there are different methods to analyze and to identify how much a life is worth, to allocate a number to an individual's life. One of the most used is the value of a statistical life. And this represents the money that a society is willing to pay to save a human life. And this value of a statistical life is based on the context and on the country. So different countries and in different contexts allocate a different value to a human life. And there is some examples in the table. You can see that there are the difference is quite big. For instance, in the United States, based on health risk in the 2020 was much higher than in Australia, based on the health risk in 2023. So really depends on the context that this is looked at. Then there is another aspect that can allocate worth to a life, and that's the value of a statistical life year. And here I found that in Europe, the median willingness to pay for a statistical life year gained is 158,000 approximately. So saving a life is an investment. And here I looked at the different pathway of health. So if we look at prevention and essentially at the initiatives on tobacco control, this is so the reason why I use the tobacco control is first of all because my background is in tobacco control, but also because in tobacco control we studied a lot how much how much the return of the investment of any initiative would have been in terms of life savings, and we tried to demonstrate that the investment, the monetary investment, had also a return, a monetary return on the investment in terms of life savings. And studies across 5 EU countries suggested that such measures could save up to 829 million per year. So then, if we look at the long-term benefits of healthcare investment, there was a study published by OECD in 2022 that showed clearly that, that there are long-term benefits in investing when you invest, even when the costs are in the short term. And so, looking at treatment, there was this study showing that there could be using radiotherapy, which is not an innovative treatment. So it's an old treatment. Using it can save 26.9 million life years and up to 365.4 billion in low and middle income countries. So why am I showing you these examples to you? Essentially because currently, our governments are not considering those, are not really like for tobacco control, much more could be done compared to what it is done, but it is not. And so for health is still considered a cost rather than an investment. And so technologies, all the treatments are not used as they could. And what is this? I call it political will. So, in the end, life for patients is priceless. So even if we want to make an attempt to allocate a figure to a human life, in any case, for the patients, there is no limit. Then, going back to the core topic of the discussion today, if we look at the draft JCA Implementing Act that was published, for which the European Commission is currently collecting inputs, and actually it's revising now, reviewing all the inputs collected, we are particularly concerned with how innovative treatments, and specifically ATMPs and then rare diseases, are looked at. So our concerns are around the questions on reliability of data sets for ATMPs authorization, concerns on the adequacy of single-arm trial, because for us it's very important when it goes to ATMPs to consider, or particularly innovative treatments or precision oncology, to consider that the numbers of the population that can be involved in clinical trials is very limited. And the more and more we use precision oncology, the more and more we identify new biomarkers, and so the more and more we implement precision oncology, the more these numbers will become smaller. And so we have to consider all those issues. And then also the methodology limits of the JCA to a description rather than an evaluation of relative effects certainty. This is essentially to say that we need to find a balance in the JCA and essentially consider that it's the regulatory system that should adapt to innovation and not vice versa. For us, this is very, very important. So we have worked on a call to action, and those are the important aspects of the call to action. So we believe that there should be, the JCA should accept the inclusion of all relevant evidence, including single-arm trials and real-world evidence. Then the use of the JCA report to describe uncertainty rather than make judgments on treatment benefits. Emphasize the national appraisal phase and ongoing real-world evidence collection to address outstanding uncertainty. And develop a JCA system that meets healthcare system needs while ensuring patient access to transformative therapies. And I stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing the view of the patient organization.